Well, there you have it, folks. A B pay-per-view turned into a C pay-per-view. Welcome, everybody, back to Perfect Plex Talk YouTube, right here on our new YouTube channel, Perfect Plex Talk YouTube. People, I am without words, which is very rare and doesn't pretty much happen often, but it's happened. In the words of Grand Body P himself from Smack Talk Center on Facebook, where you can become a fan of the best page there is on Facebook, hashtag whoever loses, I win. People, it happened. The main event, Fastlane's Roman Reigns took on Daniel Bryan. WrestleMania will not, I repeat, will not have a sequel. Believe that, folks, as the Roman Empire, the way it should be, since that's how they wrote it, is about to begin. People, now, I've said time and time again that Daniel Bryan should have been in this spot. But this spot in which we saw tonight, and I'm not talking about your dog spot, I'm not talking about Spotface, I'm not talking about your spot on the team. Not a liver spot, but the spot. Of course, we're talking about the spot. Not my spot, but the spot at WrestleMania belonged to Roman Reigns. It was completely defeated, all in which is the Royal Rumble. For all you historians out there that complain and bitch and moan, which I can conclude I am one of those guys, about how they are destroying history, that would have been another notch in destroying just that, the history, which is the Royal Rumble. Let them fix it some other kind of way. Let it be built some other kind of way. But unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of suicides, a lot of people jumping off of bridges and cliffs, and 911 should be pretty busy tonight with the world of wrestling fans that I'm quite sure, as they were doing this pay-per-view, complaining on the outcome. Now, let's get to Fastlanes, and I'll be back to this match in a moment. It started off with an impromptu six-man tag team match between The Authority, which consists of Kane, the Big Show, and the future of World Wrestling Entertainment, Seth Rollins, taking on Hill Ziggler, taking on, as my son like to say, feed me more, Ryback, and everyone's favorite hillbilly, Eric Rowan. Winner of the match, The Authority. And as I wrote my notes and got prepared for this show, I had asked, okay, what is next in the storyline for The Authority? What could it be next? And then, of course, some will say their website or this website or they predicted this would happen. But as we all know, we are the show for the intelligent wrestling fan, Perfect Plex Talk Radio, each and every single Monday night at 6 p.m. on the BDSIR Radio Networks. Just click right there and you can understand where we are and come join us and come part of the nation, if you will, so to speak. We are the nation! Okay, but the return of the Viper himself. That's right, people, the Apex Predator, Randall Keith Orton, returns with four, not the four horsemen. Sorry, horsemen, you're weak. Not those guys, not Nikita Koloff, but four RKOs to make a statement that Seth is run out of the building. Now, when this match opened up the show and Seth and them got the win and Randy, before Orton came back, I thought, well, maybe at the night Seth would make an appearance and be included in the outcome, if you will, so to speak, of the main event between the Samoan Superman and Captain Caveman himself, but that was not the case as Orton returns and runs Seth completely out of the building. Then we are privileged, well, at least we thought we were, or let me rephrase that, you thought you would be privileged, to a match between the Brothers Dust. Now, I have been watching wrestling well over 35 years, and I've seen a lot of good matches, great matches, and a lot of horrible matches. And never would I have fixed to perch my lips to say that this match absolutely sucked, people. Listen, this is where you don't blame the WWE writers, which we can blame all the time because they absolutely do suck at telling a story. This is where the competitors, the people who perform inside the square circle, tell the story. I don't want to hear that the writers are the ones supposed to tell the story, because that means you're not an intelligent wrestling fan. Then I would be questioning why you're watching this YouTube review on Fastlane, because I'm intelligent, and if I'm intelligent and you're listening, that means you're intelligent, so you would understand that Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13 in Chicago made Punk like Chicago made Mike Knoxxx, told a story. You would know at WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart and Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10 told a story. I can go on and on and on, and I can have more matches, more than just Bret Hart telling stories, but this one did not. Hell, Goldust and Roddy Piper in Hollywood at WrestleMania told a story. This, it just didn't seem right. All you fans did was want this for last year's WrestleMania. You got it at this year's kickoff show to WrestleMania, because that's what it really felt like. It didn't feel like it was a B pay-per-view. I mean, we know the World Heavyweight Championship is gone, so there's no Elimination Chamber, but this is the filler? Whew, give you my grade later. It's not looking very good, especially at this point in the pay-per-view. But this match was absolutely horrible, won by Goldust the way it should be, because I think everything has to tell a story, and I think the writers who cannot tell a story within the promos and the way the story should be orchestrated around the match, and the wrestlers who were in the match could not tell the story, the conclusions have to be the story. And I think the conclusion of this horrible match, which may have now been moved to WrestleMania kickoff show instead of being on the main card, if it was scheduled that way, because that's how bad this match was. Quaintly, to be quite frankly, if you will, so to speak, to use the words of those himself who made the TV show, quite frankly, Stephen A. Smith, this match was absolutely putrid. Okay, people, it was disgusting. Should not have been a part of. Well, I pay for it. You get it for free if you just not subscribe. My $9.99, or in my case, my $5.98 or $4.98, however you want to look at that. We quite not have gotten that math figured out yet. We're going to get it there. But after the match, after Goldust wins the match, Stardust, if you will, so to speak, goes backstage and runs to his family, proceeds to kick the snot out of Goldust, tells his father, the great American dream, Dusty Rhodes, that it's his fault. Because back last year at Night of Champions, he brought back this Attitude Reject, let the Attitude Era go, and this is what he got in the form of his brother Goldust. And because of that, Cody is dead, because Cody was on a roll. Now I become Stardust, and I am no longer living in your shadow, Dusty Daddy Poppy. So you are now in my shadow. Well, we know that's not to be true, but in the storyline of Stardust, that's where we get our story from. Then we are interrupted, and before that, we were interrupted by Jon Stewart of The Daily Show with a, coming at Seth Rollins and maybe something with that at WrestleMania. We know WWE likes to put in, superstars or known celebrities at WrestleMania. Could Jon Stewart be one of them? I think that would be completely horrible towards Seth Rollins. However, if he does, or they decide to let him cash in at WrestleMania, he would only have fought Jon Stewart, and at that point, who cares? And if he's going to be the future of the company, he has to be able to get in these kind of spots to get the spotlight that TMZ and other media outlets would pick this up on. And he is well spoken. He is a great athlete. So hey, I don't know. I don't want to see it, but hey, we might going to probably see that. Then this pay-per-view was saved, and thank you God for tag team matches, people, as the Usos were finally on my television screen, taking on, as I deemed them, that's right, people, Team Technician. That's right, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. And people, thank again God for this match. This match at this point saved this pay-per-view, as the first two matches and all the long promos and videos that they put up just didn't do it. This saved the match. I love tag team wrestling. I'm a fan of tag team wrestling. I will always be a fan of tag team wrestling. Plus, I'm a huge mark for the Usos and Team Technician. Now, in this match, people, I gotta say this much. I'm liking the Usos and their wrestling ability as they continue to set the bar, in my opinion, in their career, okay? There's always an outstanding star in a tag team. When you look at these two brothers, I don't see that. I see equal growth between the brothers Usos. I love when he caught Tyson Kidd off the apron and hit him with the Samoan drop against the barricade. Never saw that before. I thought that was brilliant. I mean, and Tyson Kidd, and he comes from the dungeon, and Cesaro, I mean, what can be said about that technician? I think it's good. Winners of the match, and let me just say this before I tell you who won this match. Anytime you have Natty and a catsuit and Naomi and Daisy Dukes, we are winning. Now, the winner of the match, Team Technicians. And people were like, and I've been in various groups on Facebook and on Twitter, Instagram, wherever social media serve, you can find me at Mike Knoxxx with 3 X's, because yes, I am hardcore. They were like, why this match? Why have them win here? Simple, people. They had to win this match. Although I didn't pick them in my predictions to win this match, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was thinking about who I wanted to win the match. They get a bigger pop at WrestleMania next year. I'm sorry, and 35 nights in 5 weeks in San Francisco in their backyard at home with Papa Rikishi going into the Hall of Fame. Look for a great match between the Usos and Team Technician, and a great 5 weeks leading up to that match. At least I hope it's a great 5 weeks leading up to that match. Also, as we move on into the pay-per-view, at this point, we get what I don't quite understand, but it happened. The face-to-face that's advertised the face-to-face. And people, you got it. People, can you say it now? For all the idiots. I know. I don't want to call people idiots. But sometimes I just don't understand why people are so quick to just rag on something. Sting doesn't have the bat. How come Sting doesn't have the bat? Oh, this is not Sting without the bat. Well, guess what, people? The sledgehammer came out. And like the sign that was in the audience said, sledgehammer versus bat. Or the sign actually read, bat versus sledgehammer. You got it. Sting brings the bat out, puts it in Triple H's face. Triple H, who by the way came out just to fight in the beginning place and totally tried to rip Sting's ass away from his body. Yeah, like literally tried to rip his ass off. You know he is into necrophilia. Okay. But he tells Sting before the whole Downey book ensues, he tells him, hey, you were trying to put me out of business in being WCW. And we put your ass out of business. But hey, come with me right now, Sting. I will make you a bigger star than you ever was. DVDs, and I might even put you into the Hall of Fame. Or I can kick your ass now. And Sting, I can kick your ass now. And Sting, you thought you were good trying to put my family in that business at Survivor Series. They try to explain, they fix why no one knew why Sting came. They tell you why Sting came because wrestling is a storyline. Hashtag wrestling is storyline. It progressed. You got your answers. Here's another Fastlanes. You tried to put me out of business, so hey, how about this? Sting goes with the bat, sledgehammer bat, and Sting points at the sign. They make it official like we all knew all along it would be. Triple H versus Sting. Now, I was clamoring for something different to actually happen at WrestleMania with Sting and the way that was going, and I will get to that momentarily. But you got it. It's official. Well, it's officially official that Sting takes on Triple H at WrestleMania. Then we get that match that literally, and I don't make fun of Divas Wrestling anymore. I truly do not. But I was woken up at this point as I completely lost track of the television and was completely in social media networking during the match of Nikki Bella and Paige. Winner of the match and still Divas Champion, Nikki Bella. You know it's a shame when you have Nikki and Brie Bella on the screen and no one cares. Okay, now, as we move on, a match that I'm not quite sure how I actually felt about this because I wanted this match to happen. I looked forward to hashtag I'm a Dean Ambrose guy taking on Bad News Bet. But when I got it, it was kind of, it was a good match. I'm not going to sit there and say that it wasn't a good match. I wanted more from them. I didn't like how the match ended. I think that's what took me. I thought in this match it was pretty good. Both guys getting off. I think both guys can go with anybody inside the square circle. I'm a huge Dean Ambrose guy, and if Bad News Bad can stay from being injured, he's a great talent. But we all know he is the walking injury guy. Click, click, boom, he's going to get hurt typically. But He lasted this match. I don't like how he tried to run away from the match. I like a champion that, if, I don't want to win this match, so forget you, I'm going to take my title and run. But that's normally a superstar's MO. You know what I mean? That has not actually been proven to be Wade Barrett's MO. So I don't like how they wrote that into the storyline to happen in his match in this way. But as he runs away, he tries to get away from that match. And Dean Ambrose, being the lunatic fringe that he is, refused to break a few holes, refused to let him get off, but he kept coming in out of the ring on the apron. The ref calls for disqualification. So winner of this match and still your Intercontinental Champion. Bad news, bad. But then people, the best part of the night, and I'm going to say this with my disclaimer, I was completely wrong. I don't want to see what I'm about to tell you happen at WrestleMania. I have many reasons why I don't want to see that happen at WrestleMania. Most importantly, I don't think it does anything for the career of the young guy or the old guy. However, I loved arguing with my children. It's the Undertaker! It's the Undertaker! And I'm like, no, it's Bray Wyatt. It's the Undertaker! It's the Undertaker! And I'm like, no, it's Bray Wyatt. If they actually were old enough to actually bet me, I would have bet them. Because, they're young. They don't know. It was so cute watching them know it's the Undertaker coming out and them getting excited and ready to roll their eyes, dead guy, and all that good kind of stuff. And it was Bray Wyatt with the Druids. With the Druids in the casket. It looked so on the music. It looked so scary that it was the Undertaker, and then he comes out and does what right now, hands down, the superstar of the year thus far in 2015, solely off of nothing but his promo work. Bray Wyatt does what only a few people have actually done. Shawn Michaels, one of my favorites of all time, has done this, and I don't think I had to go back and think, but I know Shawn Michaels comes to recent memory, challenged the Undertaker for WrestleMania, and in a way where he says, I grew up being afraid of you, sitting chills down my spine. Now you're weak. And I've said that for years. And I like how they're approaching that because the world knows that WWE listens to social media. They read and they listen to shows like Perfect Plex Talk Radio. And they listen to shows like Smack Talk Center live from the UK. And they pick on these things. And they know that the WWE Universe or, IWC is out there like, oh, I don't want to see Taker. He's old. He's this. He's that. He can't go. And they play on that. They let Bray use that to his advantage to play on that for this, this challenge towards The Undertaker, which was absolutely amazing, people. It's not many things in today's wrestling that actually gives Mike Knoxxx goosebumps. This match did just that. It gave me goosebumps, people. I was amazed by this entrance. I was amazed by this production that Bray Wyatt put on. He is truly the future in this way of being the new Reaper in the WWE. But this is where I have my concerns, and I've expressed these concerns on Perfect Plex Talk Radio, and again on all my social medias at Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's. Because Taker lost last year, okay? And people had problems with that. And, I was shocked. I don't think the streak should ever be gone. I thought only 2 ways. I've said this before. I'm going to keep saying it again for all those people who are new out there. Should have ended against Kane and every guy that he beat at WrestleMania, Kane being his brother, and having everybody he's previously beat up, they come bury him alive. That's just my story and how I would book it. Or, like most people out there want, a young and up-and-coming guy. But that didn't happen. He lost to Brock Lesnar, an established superstar, which is, again, why I had no problem with it, because Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. But where does this fit, and how does this help Bray Wyatt? How does this help The Undertaker? I don't see how they're going to do that. I can't see Taker losing twice in a row. If he does, it 100% like if Roman Reigns would have lost his WrestleMania match because he won the Royal Rumble, took it away. If he loses at WrestleMania, the streak means absolutely nothing that we all coveted and held deep to our hearts as wrestling fans for 20 plus years. It just takes it away. Then you have Bray Wyatt, who, if he wins, it's everything, but he didn't beat the streak. So what does it mean? And then it's just so many variables that go into this. The weeks and weeks to come are going to be interesting in how we all talk about it in a calmly, respectful way as wrestling fans. Who am I fooling? Wrestling fans towards other wrestling fans respectful? Yeah, right. That's like the Hatfields and the Coors. That's like blacks and whites getting along in real life. That will not happen. 3. But Perfect Plex Talk Radio, people, almost gave out the number. I'm so used to being live on air. But then we get a match that I was excited for at this point. Cena versus Rusev. And yes, people, Rusev wins this match. Kick in the nuts and a kick in the face. after the lovely Russian savage, Russian as she is, the ravishing Russian, if you will, so to speak, comes in the ring, distracts the ref. But again, here go a match I was excited for. Y'all saw my last preview show that I said I looked forward to seeing, and I thought it was good. It just didn't deliver in the ring. The story told a great story. I love the outcome. I loved everything. And for the record, people say it didn't tap out. To tap out, you gotta do this. It wasn't you trying to get out and your hand hits. Those are mistakes that happen in wrestling. That appears that it's going to be a tap out. And, you know, it was all over Twitter that he tapped out and all these other things. Cena did not tap out. He passed out. And, you know, how you beat Cena is how you beat Cena. To me, doesn't matter anymore. The wins is all that counts, and he gets the win. We see what happened at WrestleMania when this rematch happens, I'm predicting. And then we go to what I opened up the show with, what everybody clamored for, what everybody tuned in for, why I even thought this B pay-per-view was now important. We got to find out who was actually going to WrestleMania. Roman Reigns goes. A great match. I'm sorry. I thought the match was good. I liked how the WWE writers, and maybe Daniel Bryan had something to do with this, kind of made him look like the heel. And it had to because they want to get Roman Reigns over, so somebody had to play that role. Daniel Bryan looking like the heel, smacks to the face, little quirky little smiles and smirks. The tweet they showed that he put out there, you know, they got to rebuild Roman Reigns. They're trying to rebuild Roman Reigns. Like I said in other shows, I think they're doing a masterful job at that. I'm going to continue to use that word when it comes to the repackaging of the Samoan, the Super Samoan Roman Reigns. I just believe that is where we are going and where we've been. The outcome was clean. He hits him with the spear, the 1, 2, 3. After, of course, Daniel Bryan controls the majority of this match. That's what typically happens between a little guy and a big guy. It has to be one way or the other. That's what happened. Now, again, where does this leave Daniel Bryan? A lot of questions are out there. Where does this leave the fans of Daniel Bryan? And look, this week it came down to I had to make a decision before this pay-per-view and actually who I was actually going for. Now, my heart is with Roman Reigns because I believe in it happened, let it happen, you know, love the family, the whole nine. I went with Roman Reigns. But as a wrestling fan, I made the decision when I had to purchase a shirt this week. I purchased the new Daniel Bryan shirt because I was backing the Yes Man. I think he should get the opportunity that he never got to get that match. Let's see what happens. He's still getting the match. It's going to be what everybody's been in rumors because they read it somewhere. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Shout out to Diggy Simmons, copy, paste, that everybody's done that it's going to be Sheamus. We shall see. People, listen, I don't want to be here long. It's late at night. I want to just get this out there to you guys. This Fastlane pay-per-view to me was clearly probably a 6 out of 10. And I don't really give low scores like that. So if I had to give it a belt round, I'm not a huge fan of the European title. Never have, never will be. So I'm going to give this 2 European title runs. Not a Shawn Michaels run, a test European title run. I just did not like this pay-per-view, despite the Usos match, despite the Sting stuff with the bet finally coming into play, despite, you know, the Bray Wyatt promo. I just thought this pay-per-view was quite not a good pay-per-view at all. I just was not impressed with it. I struggled staying up during this pay-per-view. I never social media during pay-per-views or shows. It's just not my thing. I like to watch the show, and I did that just to stay awake. Was not happy. If this is how we're going into WrestleMania, they have like I said, I like where stories are going. I understand where stories are going. And I'm going to watch WrestleMania because I'm a wrestling fan first and foremost, and you know it's what we have. I'm less critical towards the product than most wrestling fans out there are, but I understand why they complain. And watching this tonight, they're going to be complaining, people. But hey, it's okay. We live another day. And again, like I started off this program, I will end this program by saying shout out to Michael Grant, Grand Body P of Smack Talk Center, live from the UK, each and every single week on the BDSIR Networks. Cheap pop, but it's not because I pay for it. Hashtag whoever wins, whoever loses, I win. Because at the end of the day, I'm a wrestling fan. People, listen, make sure you check out Perfect Plex Talk Radio each and every single Monday night at 6 o'clock on the BDSIR Networks. Make sure you click on the link in the description. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are now, hence and forever will be, the fastest rising, most successful show and now YouTube show there is out there. People, listen, gotta go. Mike Knoxxx, Perfect Plex Talk Radio, BDSIR Network, all the hashtags are there. You've heard it. Fastlanes, what you think? Like Jeremy Johns would say, comment below. let me know. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.